Go ahead.
Okay. Pollution is constantly damaging our planet. We see these effects in the ocean, air, cities, and even our daily lives. Climate change is leading Texas towards warmer temperatures and weather patterns that cause extreme conditions and events to take place, such as the winter storm that recently happened. Climate change played a role in causing this event, which you are all familiar with. So let's look at another example, how this affects our community on an individual level. Take Jimmy, a 14-year-old kid who lives in Houston, which is in the top 25 cities that rank with the worst ozone pollution in the nation. Because Texas is ranked 49th in sustainable learning, Jimmy's chances at acquiring a high impact education on environmental responsibility is significantly lower, and so are his chances for making a change. EcoQuest is a nonprofit app that uses interactive games and community building tools to help younger generations build sustainable habits. With this revolutionary app that provides engagement, education, and community for kids like Jimmy, a powerful impact on environmental health is easily attainable. Let's take a look on how EcoQuest can achieve this.
So our solution is an interactive mobile app that gamifies the process of building better sustainability habits. Users are able to choose which quest to tackle with different categories ranging from recycling, upcycling, sharing, and recruiting a friend. And once a user picks which quest to do, they're prompted with an interactive video to watch and a mini game to play, followed by a final step to submit their task like a video recording. After accumulating points from completing the quest, you can finally reap the rewards by going to our rewards tab. And to ensure that we're appealing to our target demographic of ages 12 and up, we have a wide variety of categories ranging from toys, supplies, and food. And we plan on partnering with companies that care about sustainability like Patagonia, BP, and Pizza Hut. And moving on, we also have an education tab. This is where we plan on making an impact on kids like Jimmy. The Learning Hub enables us to spread environmental education through providing an all-in-one place to find resources necessary to learn more about living sustainably. With the competitions tab, we want to introduce our recycling program in K-12 schools, which allows them to foster a sense of community and engagement among their students through friendly competition. And this will allow the younger generation to take more of an active role in environmental leadership, which would lead to a generational impact for years to come. And speaking of community building, we have a newsfeed feature where students can share their recycling efforts and earn points at the same time. To make this an even better customized experiment, a better experience, every student has their own profile tab where they're able to pick their favorite animal as their avatar, show off their badges through completing quests, and track their stats to show that their sustainability efforts are truly making an impact. Moving on, I'm going to pass it to Safia to talk more about market research.
Now, before discussing the market need, I want you all to take a moment and think about the effects climate change can have on us all. Poor water quality, an 80% rise in food costs, the possibility of just ceasing to exist. Now that you've thought about it, wouldn't you want to do something about it? Research shows that 96% of consumers in the US and UK think that personal actions such as donating and recycling can make a major difference in the world. To take it a step further, 88% of people believe that brands they support should help them be more environmentally friendly and ethical in their daily life. This goes to show that not only does a market of people who care just like you exist, but also that they would be more than willing to invest in our solution and support the businesses that invest in us, creating a win-win situation for us, our customer base, and the businesses that support us. Over the years, data has shown that school districts have been playing an active role in creating sustainable solutions, forming what most would go on to call a Green School Alliance in states such as Iowa and Michigan. While researching, my team and I were able to discover the states which are being ranked for the best and worst green states, with states like Vermont ranking at the top and states like Texas ranking amongst the worst. Our team has decided to take this approach of starting small and targeting 10 of the 1,227 school districts in Texas. There is absolutely no doubt in our mind that this is a viable market, as Texas school districts such as the Houston Independent School Districts are making major moves towards sustainable living, and great programs such as the 4-Day Founder are educating and encouraging students to play their part. Now that you've seen our solution is more than viable, the only question left is, will you invest? Hold that thought for a second. We're not quite done yet. Over to you, Paola.
Alrighty, so not only is our why, our passion powerful to our value compared to other competitors, our features remain among the best in this new market. As you can see, we have all four features that create a strong bond in customer relationship and loyalty to our app. Other apps like Ali Luna that has a community is more geared towards adult audiences and do not create a high generational impact. Recycle Bank does have 100 plus challenges. However, what's a challenge without doing it with the community? And then again, geared towards adults. As the same with litter cleanup, where their only task is to pick up litter and it's geared towards adults. So you don't have the fun interactive games and educational video like EcoQuest has. So you might be asking, come on, just get to the financials. How is EcoQuest going to have the financial stability to be live? Well, I have the answer. Our main revenue source is sourced by having partnerships. We only plan to partner with sustainable companies who are passionate enough to combat climate change. So the way it works, for each redeem reward section, they provide a percentage of discount to our users, which allows more exposure and traction to our business. We ask the minimum discount percent is 10%. However, with each partner, we're open to discuss and negotiate details based on their margins. But you want to donate to us? Perfect. We will allow more exposure by allowing you, the company, to be in the most redeemable award, as well as implementing our revenue share model. So you might be asking, what are some other sources of revenue? What are some other ways? Well, as you can see, we got our awesome, beautiful merch. Beautiful, I know. And donations. So I would like to thank you all for listening to us. Let me introduce you to our team. My name is Paola Romero, and I study at the University of Houston.
And my name is Nguyen, and I'm also an undergrad at the University of Houston.
Hello, my name is Safia Mendez, and I study at the St. Leo University.
Hello, my name is Citlalli Luna, and I study at California State University, Bakersfield. We will now be taking questions.
Congratulations, you did a wonderful job. Great pitch, great deck. My question for you is, how do you plan on actually developing the app and getting it to market?
Yeah, so developing the app would require a team of mobile app developers, both front end and back end. And since I'm an MIS major, I have some experience with coding, but I don't think I have the necessary capabilities yet to develop the app. So what we're planning to do is hire a team of 3 to 4 startup developers to help us develop that app. Yeah.
Yeah, I also thought everything was really good. My question is, how would you advertise your app so that people can download it or know to download it?
So I'll be willing to take that question. So the main ways that we'll be willing to advertise, we're mainly going to focus on partnering with sustainable companies. Hopefully that can gain us more traction as we go around. But we'll mainly start in homes that do have a sustainable, and mainly focus on trying to talk to teachers in our local areas who are passionate about sustainability. I know in Houston, there's a lot of teachers who are willing to teach their kids about sustainability. So we hopefully will try to pitch to them, pitch to companies, and have our app on the App Store.
Also, just to take the moment to add to Paula, given that we are a nonprofit and our app is like free to students who want to join on, and Texas ranks at 41 out of 52 states as the worst the worst green state. We think that this would be the perfect opportunity to market to even low-income schools or just schools in this area to gain traction for our app, as well as to develop a community of people who might be interested in making sustainable change, but might not have the resources. Because what I found while I was doing market research is that many of the areas, such as Houston, which is one of the best cities for sustainable development in Texas, part of the reason why they're so good at sustainable development is because they have the funding for it. And so being that our app is free to users, or rather to schools, it provides the opportunity for them to basically access resources without necessarily having to invest a lot.
Hey y'all, I have a question. As you
Okay. Okay.
oh, sorry, Gilbert.
No,
Great
go
job.
ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. I really enjoyed the pitch and y'all's idea. I have one question for you guys. What's one way that you'll be able to kind of measure the success of the app, not just with downloads, but maybe are there any benchmarks that you all are looking to make sure that there's some improvement in how people view sustainability, or the kids or students?
Yeah, so I could take this. So we are planning to have two different phase launches that Paola can can speak after. But how we plan on measuring the success of our app through different schools is we want to see how engaged our schools are when competing in our competitions. So we want to host competitions among the classrooms and also among different schools, and we want to have sponsors be able to provide scholarships and even grants to schools that show good sustainability. So just measuring the impact on, or just measuring the engagement of how these schools are engaging in the competitions would be a great indicator of success. And Paola can talk a little bit more about our phase launches.
So, great question. We also plan to have metrics that, since we're going to have various type of tasks, and many of them are recycling, upselling, reusing, we hope to track it, because not only will children scan and what they're doing. So, for example, if they recycle water bottle or X amount of water bottles, we'll have a photo proof, and we can add that to our metrics, because the way that you will gain points is by showing a picture of what you're doing. Will prove within 3 to 5 days, and they can redeem it. So we'll have somewhat using those metrics, as well as by our user engagement, like Luan said. As for our phases, we are starting to pick up. So we plan to find community. So there's a lot of sustainability fairs, and we plan to promote there. But we'll mainly, since we'll gain more traction, we'll do cost per impression. So right now we're doing a revenue model where it's just they profit share with us. But eventually, once we have more users engaged, we'll charge them. So for example, if they want to have 1,000 impressions, so 1,000 users, we'll charge them per impressions. And that's tier 1. And then tier 2, if they have 2,000 impressions, we'll charge $4 per impression. So that's mainly the financial model. But as for engagement, we do try to use the metrics of seeing what they're doing, their needs, and we'll have a specific metric. It's not too much developed yet, but we hope so in the future.
And just to kind of solidify the financial goals and the app goals that Luan and Paula just mentioned, we just want to mention that the overall purpose of our app is to educate our audience, as well as ensure that they take an active role in basically creating a better tomorrow for our world. And so this is just like through different activities and challenges, we try to take a holistic approach to everything. So it's not just focusing on just recycling, it's also focusing on just reducing food waste, upcycling, and so many other things, such as utilizing natural resources properly, et cetera, et cetera. And so as we move along or expand as a business, we will have like different goals that each department will be working on meeting.
Okay, great. Gilbert, if you have a question, you can definitely ask it. Judges, we are running a bit behind. If you could start the judging process, if you have all the information you need. But Gilbert, if you want to get in one last question, totally feel free.
Yeah, so I think I already have all the information I need.
Perfect. Okay, so you guys can start scoring. Thank you so much to Team 1. Your pitch was fantastic. And please exit back into the main session, and you guys can regroup with your mentor and your mediator to discuss further. But thank you. If you please leave this judging room, please.
Awesome. Thank you everyone
Thank
so
you.
much. Bye-bye.